A new poll just released this evening finds support for Doug Ford's government here at Queen's Park is collapsing, with the PCs slipping to third place and Doug Ford's popularity falling even below that of Kathleen Wynne's just before the last election. Now, here are the numbers. The Mainstreet poll finds Doug Ford has a net favorability rating of minus 53.5%. Kathleen Wynne, whose government was all but eliminated in the last election, had a net favorability rating of minus 35.3% a couple of months before voters went to the polls. NDP leader Andrea Horwath's net rating is 20.3, interim leader John Fraser 7.4, and Green Party leader Mike Schreiner 11.4. Now, part of the reason that the numbers may be falling is the ongoing battle with the City of Toronto and budget cuts. And keep in mind, this is the fourth recent poll now to show that the Ford popularity is slipping. So back to the battle between the government here at Queen's Park and City Hall, it took another turn today. Yesterday, the Mayor of Toronto, John Tory, released a petition asking the government to reverse its cuts. Well, today, the PC Party of Ontario released a petition of its own slamming John Tory. And remember, John Tory used to be the leader of the PC Party. Okay, so here it is. It reads in part, John Tory and members of his council want the public to believe there are no savings within their bloated government, and the only solution is to cut services or raise taxes. We believe there's a third and more viable option. Roll up your sleeves and do the hard work necessary to find savings. Now, John Tory certainly seems to be winning the PR war. So far, he's had more than 17,000 signatures for his petition. I did reach out to the PC Party to find out how many signatures they have received so far. Mind you, it's just only one day so far, and I have not received an answer. And a deputy mayor who's long been viewed as a Ford-friendly councillor took exception to some comments Doug Ford made this week. Stephen Holyday wrote this letter calling the premier out for what he says are half-truths.
So there was a comment made that, the city hasn't implemented just over 200 recommendations from the auditor. I took that to heart because it undermines public confidence in the work that we do at the committee. In fact, we, since the inception of the auditor, have implemented well over 2,400 different recommendations from the auditor, and a lot of really good work has happened.
How many other Conservative councillors are upset about perhaps some of the Premier's comments?
Well, I think the last council vote is quite telling. All but one councillor spoke up against the cuts that were put to the city.
His nephew.
Understood. Yep. But most notably, we took objection to the process in which this has unfolded.
Now, this week, the Premier also stated that the City of Toronto's budget has gone up 40% in the 5 years since he was a city councillor. Well, the city is disputing that number. And when I asked, they sent me numbers that claim the increase has only been 20%.